Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in the Wild. Today, we are stepping away from our usual lighthearted conversations. We want to start this episode by addressing the tragic events taking place in Venezuela following the recent earthquakes.
Yes, Sarah. Before we speak about anything else, we want to make it absolutely clear that this episode is not made for likes, clicks, or views. We are stepping up today with deep respect, sending our thoughts and a sincere prayer to all the families and communities affected by this terrible tragedy.
Exactly, Mark. Our sole intention today is to use our platform to look at life-saving safety language. When a natural disaster occurs, understanding emergency protocols in English can help us protect ourselves and our loved ones, no matter where we are in the world.
Well said. In English, when we describe an event where two large tremors happen back-to-back like this, geologists call it an earthquake sequence, or a doublet. The smaller initial tremor is the foreshock, and the larger main destructive event is the main shock.
And because these specific tremors were shallow, the ground shaking was incredibly violent. When a community faces a catastrophe of this scale, the immediate priority for global emergency teams on the ground is search and rescue operations.
It's a hazardous environment, especially with the threat of aftershocks, the smaller tremors that follow a large earthquake. Today, we want to focus on the concrete, practical language of staying safe during a seismic event.
When the ground starts shaking, things happen fast. Panic is the biggest enemy. So emergency management agencies around the world teach one simple, non-negotiable protocol. Mark, walk us through it.
It's a 3-step rule, Sarah. Drop, cover, and hold on. First, drop down onto your hands and knees. Immediate action. Do this before the earthquake knocks you down. This position protects you from falling, but allows you to move if you need to. Second, cover your head and neck. Protection from debris. Take shelter under a sturdy table or desk. If there is no shelter nearby, crawl next to an interior wall, away from windows and heavy furniture. Finally, hold on to your shelter until the shaking stops. Hold on to your table leg with one hand and use your other arm to protect your head and neck. Be ready to move with your shelter if it shifts.
Hold on. That is so vital because the violent shaking can actually move tables across the room. What about if you are in bed when it happens?
If you're in bed, stay there. Turn face down and cover your head and neck with a pillow. Trying to run out of a building while the ground is actively moving is when most injuries occur due to falling debris, glass, or collapsing facades.
That makes complete sense. In English, we call falling objects airborne debris or structural hazards. So the rule is simple. Don't run outside, don't use elevators, find shelter, and wait until the shaking stops entirely. All right, Mark. The main shock has finished, and the immediate shaking has stopped. But as we know, this is a highly critical window. What are the immediate next steps to ensure safety before an aftershock hits?
The very first thing you need to do is assess your immediate surroundings for secondary hazards. In English, we talk about checking your utility lines. If you smell gas, you must turn off the main gas valve immediately to prevent explosions or fires, which are incredibly common after large earthquakes.
Right. Fires can sometimes cause more damage than the tremor itself. And what about electricity?
If it is safe to do so, head to your electrical panel and shut off the circuit breakers to avoid electrical fires from damaged wiring. Once the utilities are secure, it is time to evacuate the building systematically. Do not rush or stampede. Walk calmly toward the designated emergency exits.
And a massive reminder for everyone, never use the elevators after an earthquake. Power outages can trap you inside, or a sudden aftershock could snap the cables. Always take the stairs.
Exactly. Once you are outside, do not stand near the exterior walls of buildings, power lines, or streetlights.
Proceed directly to a wide open space, which emergency planners call a muster point or an assembly area. Stay there until local authorities give the official all clear.
We've looked at what to do during and immediately after a seismic event, Mark. But true safety starts before the ground ever moves. If a major catastrophe hits and emergency services are stretched thin, you need to be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours.
Absolutely, Sarah. In the emergency management world, we call this a go bag or a 72-hour emergency kit. It needs to be packed, zipped, and kept near your front door or emergency exit so you can grab it instantly if you have to evacuate.
Let's start with the absolute essentials that should be inside. First and foremost is hydration. You need a supply of potable water.
Potable. That's a vital word. It just means water that is safe for drinking. The general rule of thumb is 1 gallon of water per person per day. Next, you need a supply of non-perishable food.
Non-perishable, meaning food that doesn't spoil or rot quickly, like canned goods, energy bars, or dried fruits. And listeners, don't forget a manual can opener. If the power is out, an electric one won't help you.
Exactly. You also need a way to communicate and see in the dark. A sturdy flashlight and a crank-powered or battery-operated radio are non-negotiable. This allows you to listen to official emergency broadcasts if local cellular networks crash.
And finally, a comprehensive first aid kit to treat minor injuries like cuts or scrapes from falling debris, along with copies of your important personal documents kept in a waterproof bag. It's all about taking control of what you can in an unpredictable situation. As we bring this episode to a close, Mark, it's clear that while we cannot prevent an earthquake, being armed with the correct safety vocabulary and protocols gives us a fighting chance to protect ourselves and our families.
Absolutely, Sarah. And beyond the practical steps, the ultimate survival tool during a natural disaster is community solidarity. Checking on your neighbors, helping the vulnerable, and working together is how communities recover from a crisis. Once again, our deepest thoughts and prayers remain with everyone affected in Venezuela.
Yes, our hearts are completely with them. Listeners, your challenge of the week is a proactive one. Sit down with your family or housemates tonight and establish an emergency plan. Identify the safest spots in each room, locate your utility shutoffs, and make sure everyone knows where your emergency exit routes are.
It only takes 10 minutes, but it can make all the difference. If you found today's safety vocabulary and structural breakdown helpful, and you'd like to join a global community focused on real-world communication, you can follow our journey on YouTube and TikTok.
On our YouTube channel, we host full breakdowns and teachers' lesson plans. And on TikTok, we share quick safety and professional fluency hacks to help you speak confidently when it matters most. Subscribe, follow, and let us know in the comments if your household has an emergency plan ready.
Thank you all for listening to this very special episode. Stay safe, look out for one another, and keep it human.
We will see you in the next episode of English in the Wild. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.